Hello, everybody. Hi, this is Miss Lady at 4206 Boomer, the sweeter side of me. I met a gentleman today on my big box run. I needed some more topsoil to fill in some holes in my yard. I have a dog. And I ran into him and I had a lovely visit with him. And I hope that I helped him with his gardening, the questions that he had in his garden. As I say, I'm not the one that know all of the correct names and this and that, but I've played with it long enough. I've been doing this since 2020, and I have a fairly nice size collection of things that I grow out of as far as raised beds. I have an in-ground bed. I have grow bags, I have pots, and I have green stalks. So I have a little knowledge of what'll grow and what. And I'm fortunate but unfortunate to be situated as far as my house. I have south, north, east, and west sunlight. So with that being said, on one side, the west side, it's a little rough because I have the sun from the south that's veering over to the west, and that stays hot. So that requires me a lot of sunshade covering and all of that other stuff. But then I have the area that is here on the east where it gets the morning sun. And when it gets that morning sun, that's enough to kind of perk it up and let it have something to do all day. And then the evening sun, which is coming on the west, it still gets enough of that. So that's where I put my tender plants, like my tomatoes, because even though they say tomatoes do not like a lot of hot heat on them, and this helps and it eliminates some of the area that I would have to do as far as shade covering and all of that. So you make it easy on yourself, you make it affordable to yourself, and then you make it something that you want to eat. Not for your neighbors, your friends, or something that you want and let you get the joy and pleasure out of it first. And after a while, you'll realize that your friends don't want you to give them all that stuff because it's too much work to deal with it. They'll have to preserve it some kind of way or eat it then, so you'll figure that out. But I enjoyed speaking with you, sir. And of course, if I couldn't remember the fertilizer that I had told you about, and we were standing there in the big box store, and we had to go and pick it up and physically pick it up because I couldn't remember the name after I had told you the name. We both forgot. That's a big laugh on us, okay? We're boomers. So if you like my channel, please join, subscribe, and put it out there for other people. I'm just a boomer out here playing in my yard, staying in the house, away from problems and traffic and people's children or whatever's going on out here in the world, whatever's upsetting anybody at a particular time. I enjoy this and it keeps me company because I have something to do. And to all of my followers, y'all need to get ready because I am going to have to start planting and potting up and putting things out in the garden. I know y'all like to see all that cooking and the things that I be eating, but I have to work that off. And I also have to grow it to eat it to work it off. So y'all get ready because we finna start doing some planting. All right? And I want you to see the things that I put out last week. My herbs and everything, they're all coming up. But I'll give you a shot of that later on. Right now, what I'm doing, I'm up potting some strawberries. I was gifted some beautiful big clay pots, and I thought of them just right for my strawberries because see, they can stay in this. The strawberries, they are perennial and they'll come back as long as you keep them alive. And so I'm going to pot them up. I have these two everbearing right here now. I picked them up. They were such a good sale. And even though I have some strawberries here at the house already growing, but they're only June bearing. So these are everbearing. So now I can have strawberries all year round, hopefully, if I keep them alive. All right. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day. And I thank you all so very much, my subscribers who have stuck in there with me. And I realize that I have no other way to do this other than to purchase a larger phone. And I am not going to do that at this time because, first of all, if you know how much these phones cost, and this is March, and with the tariffs and everything going on with all of the electronics and just all of this mess that we're dealing with, that is not a cost that I'm willing to spend. I'm not willing to get rid of that kind of money right now because of all of these things. If you are a YouTuber out there, you've already realized the cost of the SIM cards now. So I am going to continue to just, you're going to get me raw, y'all, fresh and raw. Whatever I record is coming to you, okay? So eventually, when things calm down, who knows? But I'm going to try to hang around with y'all, and I would like for you to hang around with me. But I wanted you to understand, I had been out here whining and crying and talking about it and knowing how other people, and the point is, as I said, pride go before the fall. Whole lot of you don't want to let me know. I'm right. I got to get another phone, and y'all had to too. And you don't want to be, you ashamed to let somebody know that happened to you. So everybody learn. And I know that sometimes you don't want to burst nobody's bubble, and you want them to learn. But some things you know, you can't just kind of give them a hint. You know, how do you know what you know until you find out? And that's like a test, you know. You put it on a piece of paper, you look at it, and so I've had my test. But if I hear anybody else out here, I'm going to let them know ahead of time, right up front. They got too many apps on their phone, they don't have enough space, they're going to need a larger phone. Or not to buy a camera that is only linkable to a particular phone, which this Osmo Pocket 3, it only links to an Apple phone. Well, it'll link to an Android. But the thing is, it will not link to a computer. See, that would be, you know, a good place for me to have it download to and also be able to edit. But it will only download to my phone. But if I don't have enough space on my phone to download it, I can't send it anywhere else. See, that's where my booger is. So anyway, I've calmed down and I'm going to accept that. As I say, when you have a problem, you don't have a workaround on it, concede and go on, take another road. So we're not going to stay in hell. We're just going to keep walking through it. All right, y'all. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. And like I said, I'm just up-potting some strawberries and an everbearing strawberries. I'm mixing up some soil. And I sure do thank you for the time that you spent with me, sir. The gentleman that I met at the big box store. This is Miss Lady at 4206 Boomer, and I am out. Y'all have a good one. Be blessed, and as always, love somebody, let somebody love you, and pray. This is Miss Lady at 4206 Boomer, out.